Bad Bunny took center stage at the Super Bowl halftime show, wowing the crowd. Bad Bunny is the first Latino solo artist to headline a Super Bowl halftime show, but it's not his first time appearing in one. He was a special guest performing alongside Shakira back in 2020 at the Super Bowl 54 show in Miami. He did have some special guests with him last night. Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin. Joining me now to discuss, Shannon Burns, host with Virgin Radio. Good morning to you. So he said it was going to be a party. It was. He made history last night singing entirely in Spanish. There are so many details. There was such a story woven into that performance last night. Let's talk about that and what stood out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There were so many details. I feel like even if you looked away for a few moments, you might miss different things, which has been really nice that people online afterwards are making almost full lists of everything that happened during the Super Bowl and a little bit more context for those who might not have understood everything that was going on. So we saw a wedding take place.
A real wedding.
Afterwards, a real wedding that took place, which is so exciting. And even when watching, my wife and I were like, I think they're actually getting married. They look so excited. And it turns out that they are two fans of Bad Bunny that wanted Bad Bunny to be at their wedding, and he one-upped it, and he brought them to be a part of the performance and get real life married at the Super Bowl halftime show. We did see, of course, the performances by Lady Gaga. She all of a sudden appeared. We saw Ricky Martin. We saw a lot of different celebrities that were in the background dancing. So it was a lot of like, okay, who's that? Who's that? We saw Jessica Alba, who was there. There was a lot of people like Cardi B, Karol G, Pedro Pascal, Young Miko was there as well. And then we saw just different storytelling throughout the whole performance. We saw people working in fields. We saw people climbing electric poles, a lot of this symbolizing Puerto Rico and the power outages that happen, the labor that happens. So it really was just a huge, huge story that he was telling with his performance, and he really, really nailed it. You didn't even need to understand a word that he was singing to understand the emotion behind all of it.
I kept thinking, Shannon, the amount of confidence it must take to perform at that level is really off the charts. I mean, he just owned that show last night. He didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, exactly. It was so interesting, too, because you can really tell how choreographed this whole thing is, because he's in so many different spots. He's falling through the roof. He's all of a sudden appearing somewhere else. So you can tell that they really had to time it down to almost the second. And the cameraman, I feel like, deserves a round of applause as well, because you can see the camera movements were also choreographed with Bad Bunny, and they really got it perfectly. Sometimes you do notice in live performances, sometimes there's a little bit of awkward moments, a little bit a few seconds here and there that don't feel so right. But really, this performance was just full of energy, just like he told us it would be. Yeah. He said that we would want to be on our feet dancing. And that's exactly how I felt. Even watching right now, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to get down.
I'm going to go back and watch it again. I love the moment where the little boy, he passes the Grammy to the little boy, basically saying, you know, dream big, you can do anything. I want to ask you, lastly, because not everybody loved the show, and the one most vocal critic was President Donald Trump. Apparently he was going to change the channel, but I guess he did watch it. He said it was the worst ever. It was terrible. It makes no sense. And it was an affront to the greatness of America. And then he said that nobody understands a word that this guy is saying, Shannon.
Yes, which honestly, it was expected. President Trump loves to really critique anyone that he doesn't necessarily agree with. And that was a lot of his followers and fans were already saying this even before Bad Bunny went on the field. So it almost seems like they already had this preconceived idea of how it was going to go. A lot of people didn't watch it and still criticized it. So it is to be expected, especially when they had planned their own halftime show. But I think Bad Bunny just went out there and proved that he does what he does best.
Thank you so much, Shannon Burns. Always great to see you. Shannon Burns is a host with Virgin Radio.